Hey there YouTube, welcome back to another episode of SoCo Ham Radio, where we discuss everything ham radio on a budget, how-tos, reviews, and news. Today I've got a super sweet video for you. I'm actually going to combine two videos into one. I was going to do two separate videos, but they're both related, so one will be a first impressions video, and then it'll be followed by my review of this radio. So stick around. So I got the super sweet, new, awesome Anytone D578 UVIII Pro. This radio has got so many features. I'm still trying to figure it out. I just got it installed today. This is going to be kind of a, first impressions video. So far I'm impressed. I had and I still have it. It's actually going to go on my Jeep. The TYT MD9600. Great radio. Does have GPS, does not have APRS. I went with the Anytone because it's got so many features, and I kind of want to make a video, and that'll be coming up after this one. I want to make a video on what I think about this radio and whether or not I think that it's a good purchase. So far I'm really impressed. I'm impressed by Bridgecom. That's where I got the radio. It's pretty pricey, but if you can save up for it, I recommend that you do. This radio is a great radio. I will show you where I got it installed at, and kind of my first impressions on it. So here we go. The camera's going to get a little bit shaky. That's because I am actually filming holding the camera today. I got a new camera, and obviously the tripod will not fit in the mobile ham shack, so I gotta hold the camera. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna cut the video, and then I'm gonna go to the back and show you where my radio's mounted. It's actually mounted behind my center console, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so here's the radio. Oh, that's zoom out. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. Alright, so there's the magnificent D578. I got it mounted on the back side of my center console. I'm hoping that the lighting's decent enough to where you guys can see that. Works pretty good there. I mounted it a little bit lower so that I'm not bumping knobs and buttons and stuff with my elbow, because I do use my laptop there. And this is a good actually, I'm glad that I did this. This is kind of a good shot here of the mobile ham shack and what's going on. I've got the radio there, the Anytone. The mic mounts right there. I can't say enough good things about this radio so far, and I haven't even had a whole day to play with it yet. So let's get this turned around here. So there is what the face of it looks like, and the screen is so bright right now that you can't really see much, but there we go. Alright, so there's the front face of it. True GPS and APRS, which is what I like about it. There's no having to program your radio like I had to do with the MD9600. There's no having to program the radio to report your GPS position to Brandmeister and all that good stuff. And in case you're all wondering, those bolt cutters are for work. The mobile ham shack is actually my work vehicle. So if you're wondering, those are for work. Sometimes we have to cut locks off of some water valves and stuff in order to shut them off. Okay, so mobile ham shack, Anytone radio. First impression of this radio, it's about the same size as the MD9600. a little bit smaller actually. Tri-band. The big thing I really wanted to mess around with this on was the crossband and cross mode repeat. I cannot wait to test that out. So it's going to be pretty exciting, and I'm gonna come up with another video after this one, kind of, you know, showing you the features. I might unmount this and set my camera up to where you guys can see what I'm doing and all that good stuff. But it's a great radio. I am glad I made the purchase. It was about $400, so save up for it. You know, this is ham radio on a budget. You definitely have to save up for it. All right, so I'm gonna go back around to the front. All right, so super exciting stuff. First impression on this radio is that it's a great radio. I mean, it's tri-band, dual mode, you know, DMR, analog. So it'll do the 220 band, the VHF and UHF bands. So, I mean, 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and 1.25 meter. 1.25 meter, it pushes 5 watts. And I've heard reports that on VHF this radio will push, you know, close to 70 watts. I haven't tested it. I'm still working on getting the equipment to test this stuff. But that's the reports I've heard. So take it for what it is. I think it's a great buy. If you're looking to get a mobile radio and you want a, you know, dual mode radio, if you're on a tight budget, I'd say it's worth every bit to save up and you know, save up for this radio if you can't afford it at first. I'm glad I did. Great purchase. The TYT, you know, if you don't want, you know, all the bells and whistles, the Bluetooth, the GPS, the APRS, you know, all that good stuff, cross mode, cross band repeat, then yeah, go with the TYT. But for, you know, a bit more, you can get a really solid radio, and I'm glad I did. I really am. I wish there was more I can say about it right now. I'm still in the process of, you know, testing it out and all that good stuff. My code plug from my 878 did not load into this, so I had to manually export all my channels, talk groups, roaming channels, roaming zones, all that good stuff, into separate CSVs, and then export them, or I had to export them out of that 878 code plug and import them back into this CPS for the code plug on the 578. So I did get a band error, which I kind of figured that was going to happen. Don't know why, but it did happen, and I've heard that it's happened before. If you do buy this radio, there are some buttons on the top. I don't know if you can see that. Those are up down buttons, channel up, channel down buttons. There is a lock on, this side. That locks those buttons. So if it's down, those buttons are locked. So if you do get this radio and you're going, wait, why don't those buttons work on the top? Well, that's why. Those are up down buttons, and that's why they're not working. Super excited about this radio. I cannot wait to fully test it out, do cross mode repeat, cross band repeat, and all that good stuff, and let you guys know how it works. But my first impression is that it's a great radio. I'm glad I bought it. I'm super excited about it, and I cannot wait to make a video number 2 to show you all the good features. Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode. This one was kind of boring, not too many specs of the radio and all that good stuff, but first impression is it's a great radio. Alright, 73 everybody, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so name here's Joe, KE0TSE. I don't know if I mentioned that in the intro video. So I just got a super sweet radio in. It's the Anytone D578UVIII Pro. Great radio. I'm still learning about it, so if I don't mention something or you want to know something about it, please, you know, leave a comment. Always like and subscribe, please. It really helps me out. You know, keeps me wanting to be creative, all that good stuff. I love this radio. In my first impressions video, you saw that where the radio is mounted. You got a good look at it, all that good stuff. Sorry for the shaky video. I was holding the camera. It was kind of tricky. I don't have the steadiest of hands when it comes to holding the camera, obviously. Great radio. Let's go. We're gonna go over some features and specs of it real quick, and then I'll tell you what I like about it. Working mode is full duplex. UHF to UHF, UHF to VHF, VHF to VHF, VHF to UHF, and it will do digital to analog, or digital plus analog, and analog plus analog. So full duplex means that it can receive on both channels simultaneously. I don't know if you can hear in the background, I've got channel A or channel B on right now, and some guys are talking on the local repeater, and if somebody were to come through on channel A, which is on my local DMR repeater, it would come through on my external speaker that I have plugged into it. And you can program all that, which is super cool. The Anytone D878, or 578, I'm sorry, has 2 audio jacks in the back of it. I'm still kind of learning what they're about. Right now I have it set up to where channel A comes out. Actually, whatever channel I have selected as the primary channel will come out on the speaker, and the secondary channel will come out on the speaker mic right down here. So pretty cool stuff. I know a lot of people think that, you know, the speaker mic on these is pointless, but I've found a use for it and I think it's great. It auto senses digital or analog reception, 4,000 channels, with 10,000 talk groups and 200 digital contacts. So, I mean, you can fit the whole database in there, and I'm sure that'll go up as time goes on and we start adding more and more into the DMR ID database. Anytone has really outdone themselves on this radio, and it's actually smaller, just a little bit smaller than my 2IT MD9600. So that is, you know, super cool there. Let's see here. The screen, the display on it, it's small. It's a little small. It's the size of the Anytone 878. I'm definitely used to seeing a bigger screen on my MD9600, which I will be mounting in my Jeep this weekend. It's not bad though. I mean, I'm not looking at the screen that much anyways because it's mounted behind my center console. There are rumors that Anytone is going to come out with a remote head that will Bluetooth into the radio, which would be super sweet, and you can mount your radio pretty much anywhere. So that'll be super cool. Let's see here. Frequency range. This is a tri-band radio, so it will do VHF, UHF, and the 220 band. I have not tested the 220 band yet. VHF, it will do 50 watts on high, 10 watts on low. UHF will do 45 watts on high and 10 watts on low, and the 220 band is 5 watts. So, you know, if you want to have a tri-band, you want to have all the features, this is a great radio to buy. It is a little pricey. I know this is mostly ham radio on a budget. You know, I spent, you know, close to $400 on this radio, but well worth every penny. So, you know, take it for what it is, but it's a great radio. Has GPS, APRS, you know, all the bells and whistles. I have tested that out. It works. Has the roaming, and by the way, I finally got roaming working on my 878, and it works really well. There will be times that it tries to lock me into a repeater that's nowhere close, but then it'll just go right back into roaming mode, and it'll lock me on to the correct repeater. You do have to set up roaming channels and roaming zones, but it's super sweet. Cool if you're on the road and say you drive around your state a lot or something like that, or you drive from city to city a lot, and you don't want to have to stop and switch to a different repeater group or different repeater and stuff like that. You can have all that programmed in and it'll do it for you. So that's pretty cool. Digital, I think it only does the roaming on digital only. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody has any information on that, please feel free to drop a comment. Bridgecom, you can pick it up right now for $399. So just about 400 bucks. I'm not going to go over all these other specifications and transmitter and receiver and all that good stuff. But it is a great radio. I love this microphone. You can program all the A, B, C, and D buttons down here to do different things. I have the B button set to long press and it'll transmit my APRS. This sub PTT AB button is how you, oops, sorry, wrong way. Right there is actually how you switch your primary channel. So if you want to go to channel B, you're going to hit that and it's going to, make your channel B the primary channel, vice versa with channel A. Volume or channel up and down buttons are actually on the top here. You can see those buttons. I actually found out that this actually locks those buttons. So if you do buy this radio and you're like, hey, why isn't this working for my channel up and down? That's why you got to unlock it. It just slides up and down. Solid radio. I haven't had any issues with it yet. My code plug did not fit into this radio, so I was getting a band error when I was trying to write my code plug out of my 878 into this radio. So I had to manually export all of my channels, zones, you name it, into CSV files and then re-import those back into my 578 code plug. As always, if you're going to be messing around with the code plug on this, save your default code plug. That way you can go back to default if you need to, if something's not working right, all that stuff. I don't know. I can't really say enough good things about this radio. If I had to pick a favorite radio right now, it would be the Anytone 578 as far as mobile radio goes. Crystal clear audio. One thing I noticed, and this is actually with all the mobiles I've messed with so far, is the built-in speaker isn't very loud. I'm always adding an external speaker. So that, when you're driving down the road and you've got, the road noise, engine noise, stuff like that, it's hard to hear these. And that's with my speaker set at max. So keep that in mind. A lot of mobile radios, it's going to be hard to hear the speaker. So I would recommend getting an external speaker. I have one Motorola external speaker in here, and I have a Radioddity external speaker in here that I just got to plug into this Anytone radio, and it's working great. It's loud, all that good stuff. So yeah, Bridgecom, they hooked it up. I love this radio. Everything is working great on it. I don't have any issues with it yet. And when I got my MD9600, I tried to upgrade the firmware, and I didn't know which firmware I needed. There's version 1, version 2, version 3 board. Now they may even have a version 4. At the time of this recording, all I know of is the version 3. I haven't looked into it. I haven't had a chance to actually mess around with this Anytone too much. So there might be a part 2 video coming out on this radio. I've been doing a lot of setting up my HB Link server and all that good stuff. So that's been, taking up quite a bit of my time. Let's see, Anytone, and they're becoming very popular, and I'm very impressed with them. They're packed with features, and I can. Oh, that's another thing I like. I was just looking down at the radio and I saw one thing that I wanted to mention. I can actually turn the volume on the A channel and the volume on the B channel. I can adjust that volume separately. It's two separate knobs, two separate dials on the face of the radio, and I can adjust each one of those to my liking. So that's super cool. Tons of if you've got the Anytone 878, you're gonna see the similarities and features. Obviously, the 578 has a bit more. It does crossband repeat, cross mode repeat. Once I get to mess around with that, I think I want to do another video and show you guys kind of how that works and all that good stuff. But for now, I want you all to know that this is a great radio. If you're looking at getting a mobile and you're not sure what to get, I say go for it. It's an awesome radio, and I'm glad I purchased it. I'm glad I saved up the coin to get this radio. Another thing to take into consideration is you're gonna, if you're looking for a radio that's got a 50-watt max output, and you're unsure if you're gonna want other features later, I'd say go for the one that has all the features that you're looking for. That way, you're not buying another radio a little ways down the road just to have those features. And this, this Anytone 578 has all those features. I wish I would have. Honestly, I wish this would have been the first radio I got instead of the MD9600. Not that I don't like the MD9600. I just, I really love the features that are, that the 578 has. I'm really sold on Anytone right now. They're decent priced. You're not gonna pay an arm and a leg. I mean, I paid almost $300 for the MD9600, and I could have paid, just $100 more and got the Anytone 578 and would have had all the features that I wanted. It's true GPS, true APRS. The TYT MD9600, you don't have APRS. Maybe one day in a firmware update they'll have that option, but right now you don't have APRS. So in order to send your GPS location, you've got to upload it to Brandmeister or something like that. So that's kind of the kicker with that. I don't really have anything else to say about this radio other than I love it, and it's a great radio. If you're looking for a good solid mobile radio, I would look into the Anytone. It's a great radio, and Bridgecom offers a lot of support with this radio. I've already had questions about it, sent them a message, and they've responded back immediately. So I recommend going to Bridgecom. Alright, thanks for tuning in to another one of my videos. I know it's not a whole lot. I just kind of wanted to let you all know my thoughts on this radio, and hopefully it helps you out. Alright, 73, and have a nice day, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at, and thanks for tuning in to another one of my episodes.